What the hell's up, everyone? I'm back with another exciting little series, and I say little series because this is the mark. This is the beginning of a new project that I just came up with at the very last minute. So I'd like to introduce you to Hugeman Mini-Plays. I know, catchy. um, yeah, like so everyone knows that the Resident Evil 4 remake dropped, right? And it is fucking incredible. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was very iffy about the idea of a remake for Resident Evil 4. One, because I didn't really think we were moving on to PS2 remaking some of the PS2 era games. Which I mean, if we're gonna do that, fucking remake the first two Devil May Cries. But get onto that at some other point. But what I want to reiterate is that I was iffy about the idea of a Resident Evil 4 remake because I just thought the original still held up well. And, with how many fucking times they've ported Resident Evil 4, the original, you would think, oh yeah, it's gonna get another port, or at least a free upgrade for current gen consoles. But nah, Capcom just said, fuck it, let's remake it because it's still kind of dated. In some parts, the original is still dated, but for me, I still think it holds up well, at least in comparison to the first three games. Because I mean, let's be honest, 4 is untouchable, whether it's the remake or the original that we're playing. But anyways, I looked at the trailer when it first dropped, and I said, huh, okay, this looks interesting. And then I actually go to play the game. Alright, funny story about when I did my first campaign run. I made the mistake of doing this on hardcore mode. I am not someone who jumps into a new game and plays it directly on a hard difficulty, or the hardest difficulty. That's not me. I'm not one of those skill issue type of people when it comes to playing games, or somebody that just likes to show their ass on games. That's not me. Even with Devil May Cry Bloody Palace, that's not my thing. I like to enjoy the story first. I like to, you know, just I like to enjoy the ride when I first play it. And even if it takes forever until I actually go back and replay these games, I still think that's what matters, is the experience rather than, what you're capable of. But for those who haven't played the Resident Evil 4 remake, I should go ahead and warn you. When you first start, the game will gaslight you into picking hardcore mode if you've played the original. And I'm gonna tell you this: when you go to select the difficulty, you have easy, standard, hardcore, and of course easy has aim assist. Easy and standard, the game tells you to try those modes out if you haven't played the original, which I think is bullshit, because I would not have spent 3 weeks trying to finish the main story if I hadn't done it on hardcore. But hardcore is the only difficulty that encourages you to do your first run. Well, not do your first run, but the game encourages you to play on hardcore if you've played the original. I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking back, I do remember the original. Well, I didn't play the original. I didn't play it on the fucking GameCube or the PS2. My first Resident Evil 4 run, my very first Resident Evil 4 run, was when it was ported to the PS3. So I don't know if it's a direct port or if there's any improvements. But all I can say is that when I did play it, it was pretty fucking hard. And I played this on hardcore, and I was like, God damn, this is kind of hard. So, no big deal. I'm playing it on hardcore. I'm dying so fucking much. I can't tell you how many fucking times I've died. When I got my end report at the end of my run, it didn't tell me how many times I died. It just told me how many times I saved and how much time I spent on the story. Which, when you play on hardcore, I think it's about 40 hours of story time. But I think that also includes when you go to the gun range, when you do the extras. I did some of the extras, and I spent a lot of time at the firing range, just because I wanted to get those tokens. I needed those boosts so bad. I know the Ashley Graham chain that you can put on your suitcase. I think it does like a 50% healing boost when you use just a plain green herb. I really needed that because I was always picking up green herbs, but I was also always fucking getting hit, and like a big chunk of my health was always getting taken. So yeah, hardcore. I died a lot. The game doesn't tell you how many times you've died altogether in your run, but at the end of every chapter, it tells you how many times you've died. So you know what? If I counted that, I know it's like 300 times more than my body count. What kind of body count? That's gonna be for you to think about. But yeah, I was gaslit by the fucking game into playing on hardcore, and I think that's one of the funniest fucking things ever. 'Cause, like, how do you let a game gaslight you into doing something? It's a fucking video game. It's not like they take your identification or whatever and just like, hey, you seem like a really good player. You should play on this difficulty. No. When I say gaslight, when I say that this game gaslighted me into playing on hardcore, I mean that I'm pretty fucking stupid and I let it, and I just jumped right in because I thought, hey, I played the original, I should go ahead and select this difficulty. It's not because I'm one of those try-hard people that jump right into the harder mode just to show my ass. That's not me. At least outside of like Devil May Cry, because I could no life the fuck out of Devil May Cry. Don't take me for that, because everyone saw my Let's Play series, my Let's Play trilogy last year, and y'all saw how y'all saw how rusty I was, right? Like when I did Let's Rock Baby, I was rusty, but like I played the original Devil. I played Devil May Cry 1 so many fucking times. I thought, this will be a walk in the park. And I've noticed that like when you do a Let's Play series, it's supposed to be like when you play the game for the first time. In this instance, for me, it was because the 20th anniversary of the franchise had just passed, and I had just gotten my Dante tattoo, something that I was planning for a long time. Even my brother was encouraging me to get a Dante tattoo after he saw my Itachi piece from like fucking June 2018. So yeah, when I went back and I played Devil May Cry 1 for the sake of an anniversary playthrough series, I'm just gonna call it that because I mean, like I told you, I've played the first Devil May Cry so many fucking times. You know what? The HD collection, the first 3 games, I've played those so many damn times. I practically know the series by the back of my hand. Don't hold me to that if you're one of those secret mission enthusiasts, because I didn't know life, no life the games like that. I just flew through the fucking campaign. But yeah, I thought this was gonna be a cakewalk. Fuck no. That moment, I hadn't played the first Devil May Cry since like 2 months before Devil May Cry 5 initially released. So I was rusty. Clearly I was fucking dying in some of the missions on my playthrough. And I thought, man, I don't know if it's just because I haven't played in so long or it's just because I'm getting old. I think it is because I'm getting old. Because, like, with games that I'm generally accustomed to, like, whether you think that I'm good at Mercenaries or not, I'm gonna let you decide. With games that like I've played so many times, I go back and play them and I'm rusty. So it might be an age thing, cause I mean, if I went back and played Devil May Cry 4 Bloody Palace, not using like Super Dante, Ultimate Dante, whatever that costume is that doesn't let you heal when you don't, that doesn't let you heal when you use Devil Trigger. I mean, yeah, I could definitely like make it to the top with like that skin, but if I went back to Devil May Cry 4 and did Bloody Palace on without the Super Dante skin or whatever, I probably wouldn't make it to the top. Not just because I'm lacking the skill. I used to be fucking goated at Devil May Cry 4 Bloody Palace. That was my specialty. That was my thing, especially when the special edition dropped. But say the truth, like going back and playing like Devil May Cry after like 3 years of not playing it, because that's how long it'd been, I was rusty. I was trying. Okay, I didn't mean to pause right here, because I was receiving a call. It was kind of important, and I didn't want to stop filming because I thought I was doing pretty good. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I died a few times, but I was like, I guess this adds on to, the synopsis of me being an aging gamer. Somebody who's not as good as they used to be. That, still dives into it like he's gonna fucking ace the exam. But I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed filming that series. I still enjoyed just slaying some demons, freaking the fuck out whenever I'd get to like the hardest fight or whatever. Like I was when I was fucking 7 years old, because Devil May Cry is one of those gems from way back when, where my brother and I used to know life the fuck out of that game. I may have told you guys this story, but when Devil May Cry first came out, maybe like the following year, I don't know if Movie Gallery was like a national chain or if it was just in my hometown, but we used to rent the fuck out of Devil May Cry 1. Like, we would rent that game, and we rented that game so many fucking times. My parents probably thought we were developing an addiction very early on, so yeah, we used to rent that game all the fucking time. And then the HD collection comes out, and he dives right into 3, because he rented the second one at some point, and it didn't tell me. I guess he didn't tell me, but yeah, he when I got the HD collection, he would dive right into 3. And I was like, wow, thanks for the heads up. I would have liked to watch or whatever. Yeah, man, that really takes me back. And then, I go on and do Let's Rock, I guess, Devil May Cry 2, because, who's gonna be fucking excited about a Devil May Cry 2 Let's Play? I genuinely remember I made this really dumb Eddie Munson tweet in July, because, Stranger Things was fucking huge. It was before I wiped all my tweets, before my third Let's Play for the trilogy. I made this really dumb tweet that said, R.I.P. Eddie Munson, you would have hated Brendan Urie. And like, majority of the people were on board about that, and others were like, still diehard Panic stans, even after that last dog shit album that came out. We're still like getting fucking mad at me. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't like, fuck with people that defend abusers. Decide to remain friends with people that are like abusers and shit. And when you go on Twitter and somebody makes a hit tweet, they don't expect it to be a hit tweet. They always plug something in, whether it's like their link tree or a listing on their Mercari. I use Mercari, but I don't promote it like that. Or get this shit, man. Some people fucking plug in like fucking vibrators or just general pleasure toys. That's wild to me. Like, me personally, I couldn't promote sex toys because I don't use them. But I would see people do that shit. So when I made this hit tweet and I plugged my Devil May Cry 2 Let's Play, I was like, oh my god, this blew up. Anyways, check out my latest Let's Play. I genuinely had someone come in the comments and say, or like reply to the tweet and like, why the fuck would you promote a Devil May Cry 2 Let's Play? And I'm like, hey, listen, go to my channel. I'm going to let you know now. I'm doing the entire HD collection for the 20th anniversary. I've already done the first game. You just saw the link for the second game. And now I'm going to let you know now. The Let's Play for the third one's coming soon. So subscribe while you can. That reaction kills me every single time. Every single time I say that I'm doing or I did a Devil May Cry 2 Let's Play, people look at me like I'm fucking insane. I mean, I kind of am insane, but should you really be surprised? For those that don't know me, when I did get my Dante tattoo, it was Devil May Cry 2 Dante, the design that I used. I actually had one of my Sparta posting acquaintances like try to make a joke like, why did you choose that design? Yeah, Devil May Cry 2 Dante. I'm like, girl, fuck you. His designs in the first and third one aren't as aesthetically pleasing. That's why I went with his design in the second game. We can argue all day about whether Devil May Cry 2 is a bad game or not. But let's be honest. Dante had some fucking drip in the second one. So that is a hill I'll gladly die on, is that he had some fucking drip in the second game. Whether he did in the fourth and fifth is entirely up to debate, but the designs, like the models, the way they would display him, like for marketing and whatnot, as far as like all the other games, wouldn't have looked right for a calf piece. So yeah, sometimes I get flack for that, and some people are like, that's very understandable, because it's not a reflection that, you know, Devil May Cry 2 is your favorite game. It's a reflection that it's his most aesthetically pleasing design. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to fucking get at here. And that dickhead was like, but it's from Devil May Cry 2. Okay, and get some fucking taste, or, you know, quit being serious about games. Oh man, the Lex Rock Baby trilogy that I did for the 20th anniversary was probably some of the most fun I ever had. And Josh, if you're watching this, oh God, I cannot wait to fucking do something like this again. Just hopefully whether you come and visit me or we just both take a week of vacation and just like no life some fucking, you know, recordings, because he is my favorite co-host. Even if there were times where like I would just like stay silent whenever he would say something that I didn't get or I just didn't vibe with 100%. Nothing against him. The guy's a total fucking sweetheart. At least to me. Like, he's very supportive. He's very nice. I would 100% do another Let's Play series with him. The matter of whether we do something soon or not, I don't know. Because, well, I mean, you know, I don't know if a Devil May Cry 4 Let's Play would have as much oomph for its 15th anniversary as it would for its 20th. Like, I can wait another 5 years to do a Let's Play of 4. But I just don't know if like a 15th anniversary series would like have as much oomph. So that's my only quarrel with doing another like official Let's Play. Not counting this, because this is, like I said, a miniature series. I'm only doing like Mercenaries run as the 4 characters that we can currently select for Mercenaries and Resident Evil 4 Remake. But I love working with him. He was a total sweetheart. He brought his own charisma. He brought his own like spice, I guess. He brought his own form of spice to the commentary, and I think that's what made us such a good working duo. Was that we weren't entirely alike, yet we went together so well. And I love collaborators like that. Like, whether we're the exact same person or not, we somehow find a way to blend. And that's my favorite thing about collaborating, is that we can be each other's yin to the yang, or we can be, I don't know, 2 shots of vodka in the same cup. Some people actually do drink like that. Don't ask me how I know. And it's not to knock people that drink. It's just that, okay, fine. You can ask how I know. It's because I used to be a bartender. Wow. Shocking revelation. But, you know, going back and playing Mercenaries after finishing the story feels very refreshing. Just because, I mean, you know, Mercenaries doesn't have a difficulty selection. Thank fuck. Because I would have just embarrassed myself playing Mercenaries if there was like a difficulty selection. Oh, and I sure as hell wasn't going to pick like the easiest selection, especially if it's like, you know, timed based. Kill as many people, not people, but like kill as many plagas as you can, and boom, call it a day. But oh man, like and like this project, this tiny project that Hugeman Mini-Plays is, it was a last minute thing, because I played Mercenaries. You can tell that I already have, because, you know, I already have some high scores for like 3 of the characters, not for Hunk, because I didn't, by the time I was playing as Hunk, that's when I'd come to this revelation. So I asked my peers, like, hey, should I do like, you know, Mercenaries playthrough of Resident Evil 4? Really want you guys' opinion on this. and everyone said yes, or at least everyone that participated in the survey said yes. So I was like, fuck it, let's do some Mercenaries gameplay, and here we are. It's fun as fuck. But yeah, you can expect more of these because I got more on the way. I've already filmed all of the Mercenaries videos. It's just a matter of whether you're subscribed or not, or just you're one of my mutuals and you see me post this, which I mean I'm running out of shit to say just because we're nearing the end of the video. And oh my fucking god, the bullheads. Don't get me started on the bullheads, man. They fucking trampled me at this part of the game. But I mean, when they trample you, and well, I mean, they don't really come in this high of a quantity in the story mode, so it's kind of contradictory to say that they swarm at you in the story mode as opposed to like Mercenaries. Because I mean, Mercenaries, yeah, they can just fucking gang up on you, but in hardcore mode, when you counter one of those bullheads, they fucking one-shot you, and that's like my biggest pet peeve. But that goes for like all the mini bosses. You let them hit you, you're fucking dead. But like I said, dude, this game was fun. The story was fun. I've still got some to showcase for Mercenaries. Yeah, 3 more fucking videos, and they're probably gonna be a little longer than this one. So just go ahead and be prepared. Alright, and it looks like that's a wrap. I appreciate you guys watching. Do not forget to subscribe and ring the bell because I got 3 more videos on the way.